Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single £1.20, a return only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Matchday ticket. Ipswich Buses full-time fans react. It was ropey, but we did it. We got the 3 points. Anyway, anyhow, that's what champions do. They find it within, and they found it within. At times, it looked like we'd never find that second goal, but we did. I got so excited at the start of this show. I've played the wrong bong goal, one from the early part of the season. 9-second delay, so I do apologise, but we are here. We are live. The Ipswich Buses full-time fans react. The link is in the chat. It's on Twitter. Your club, your platform, have your say. I imagine you're all rather happy and positive, hence the away day beers advert at the start of the show. It's beer o'clock. It's celebration time. It's 3 points. But maybe you felt actually it was ropey, not great, not special, not what the budget dictates. I don't know. This is your club. Have your say. I am again joined by the wonderful Amy Downs. Welcome back, Mrs. Downs. Amy, we've got lots of comments coming in. Let's get through these first of all. We've got SBA saying 1-0 get in. Then Marcus Biscuit saying for fuck's sake. That's when they equalised. Then we've got yes get in. Late winner from Josh Russell. Harry FC, Sweet Caroline. Eddie Spaghetti. Gov said in the pre-game show, the quality off the bench could make the difference. That's what's happened here. Absolutely. Burst and Selena. It's rude of us to have a player like that off the bench. It really is. Eddie Spaghetti. Sweet Caroline. Ready, Amy?
Da da da, or as you were doing earlier, da da da.
Yeah. You can't be too excited in the pre-game show. But Rob Smith, Fleetwood played well. Was never going to be easy. Jago, great win. Amy, how did you? Oh, Benjamin, the whole of Turkey heard my roar. What a roar! Make them hear you, Ben. Make them hear you. What are we saying then, Mrs. Downs? What do you think of today's 3 points at home?
I was having a right old sulk. I'm like, every time I watch it, we always draw. I'm so fed up of this. And then what a lovely goal to win the game as well. Personally thought that was a fair result. And we said before the game, I think we deserved the win is what I'm trying to say. And I said before the game that what I wanted to see was if it was a tough game that we dug deep and managed to stand firm against the gritty game and prove that we can do that as well as our 4-0, 6-0s that we've had this season. So pleased with it. I'm disappointed that we conceded because personally think we could potentially have easily been 3 or 4-0 up. Bon could have easily had 3 today. I'm probably being a bit hard on him because I wouldn't have put him in the back of the net if it was me, but I think there was a couple of chances I thought, I can't believe he hasn't managed that. We could have easily been 3-4-0 up before they scored, and had we been, then I don't think they would have scored, if that makes sense. So it's just frustrating not to build on it and to have a comfortable win, but we had that comfortable win during the week, and you can't, as Joe, I think it was, has just said on our Twitter chat, he's just said you can't play like Barcelona every week, and he's dead right.
But you're absolutely right. We had the opportunities to kill the game at various points through that half, through that game. We should have put it to bed. We didn't. And I said on Twitter, when you keep bad teams around, Amy, they eventually are going to bite you and hurt you, and they did that. Great goal from their perspective, right at the back post. Poor marking from the Don. Poor goalkeeping, I feel, as well. But they got it anyway, anyhow. I've seen the goal on Twitter.
We didn't give up. Our heads didn't drop
Spot
from
on.
the equaliser, which is what I've seen. The 2 games that I've been at this season, and obviously the ones that I've managed to watch online as well. That's what's happened. Is every time they get an equaliser, our heads drop, but they didn't today. We knew that we were the better side today, and we proved it. I think, and I do agree. I think the subs clearly made the difference. The Burns particularly, I really like him.
The embarrassment of riches, as it were. But yes, we didn't. We ground in champions, playoff winners, playoff contenders. Any top 6 contender team has to find it within at some point of the season. That was today for me. You had to dig in front of one of your owners and find any way, anyhow, off someone.
I bet Brett loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got the fuller range of emotion there in football, or soccer, as I'm sure he'll probably call it. The last minute gasp winner of a player that, let's be honest, you've probably put a hefty bit of investment into as well. It's a great way to visit your side. We've got Gavin Law, back-to-back wins, Martin and Amy. Absolutely.
As we wanted.
Great stuff to see. But I was seconds away from a wobbly. I will be honest. I was seconds away from getting the salt because I was salty. Jem, great that Brick was here, last minute winner. Selena, she comes from Kosovo. Is a nifty, smart mover. I prefer the tequila one for Selena.
Selena.
Selena. Great little song. Rob Smith, Johnson, Cook, Ashton and Carl on the piss tonight. Stephen Parry. When 5 minutes come on the board, thought that was important. Really, Andrew Harrison, really close game from results in the league, but not at Chelsea. Ha ha ha. Duncan, I hope you're feeling better. A win will make you feel better. Trust me. In play tactics, Peel Cook pulled out a blinder with Burst and Selena. I think love is all around better than that old Caroline. Stephen Parry. More importantly, you can see with Santi ripping the shirt. With Selena ripping the shirt off, how much it meant to him.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor. Some of us have been drinking already by the look of it. We have informed players across the front line that we can sub 1 for 1 and gives us a continued threat. Absolutely. Gary, Denny, what we got, we deserve just for a change. Yeah. Well, yes, I completely and utterly agree with you there. Let's have a look at the League One live table, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen there. Amy, we are up to 10th position. Played 14, won 5, 20 points. The form is looking pretty good, apart from that ugly L against Stanley. That's still sticking out, but better form. 4 points from Oxford. Sunderland are the team we're on 14. So yeah, we're looking at Oxford 24. What do you think of that? That looks better, doesn't it?
Dizzy heights. And ridiculous to think that 2-3 weeks ago, like after Accrington, I was actually thinking we might end up looking over our shoulders at relegation here. And now it's changed so much. But we said before the game, didn't we, that a couple of wins and you shoot up that table. And you've got to say the table looks like it's kind of taking shape for how you'd expect it to be towards the end of the season now. So I'd like to see us keep going, keep pushing on. I mean, if we're what, 1 win or 4 points off playoffs now. That's crazy.
It is, and obviously you've set yourself up there for a nice 6-pointer against Plymouth and Wickham. Wickham are second, Plymouth are top, and teams will look at that. People look at that, Amy, and say, "Oh, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough. We need to go there. Maybe get 4 points out." I think you still need to get 6. I still fancy against Plymouth. Eventually, that bubble will burst, and Wickham always is a tough place for Town to go. I mean, only played there once, as we know, doing the away day guide. But why not? Why not be the informed team that puts together that momentous run from nowhere?
And it's been coming, hasn't it? It's been this our turnaround in form has been coming. We've just been waiting for it, building on all those 2-2 draws and doing something with it. It's been what we've all been hoping for, but maybe didn't dare to dream it. And
absolutely.
But yeah, the most important thing now is getting another, like, let's get a good run of form. I am really nervous about the coming games, though. I have to say I am really nervous about Plymouth, and I'm not as confident as you, Plymouth and Wickham. But let's focus on today. Today's very exciting. Let's celebrate that and use that confidence to take us into the next few
Yeah,
games
I
now.
hear you, but you've left yourself. We've left ourselves such a little bit of a hole to climb out of that. You've got to go to places like your Sunderlands, your Wickhams, your Plymouths, and be unbeaten certainly, and pick up points. I want to pick up on Chris Boyd's comment. Yay, we're back to where Lambert had us, the top 10 of Division 3. Come on, Chris. It's Saturday night. Get a takeaway, have an away day beer, sit back and say, 7 points from 9. How lovely does that sound?
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I say je t'aime. I say the finest things. I really do. Rob Smith, Plymouth only lost once so far. Well, they met us yet, have they? Let's be honest. We've got Gary Denny. Bad
Until
news,
next
man.
week.
Well, yeah, bad news. Man City's offered 5 million for Donation. What a star. Duncan, sorry for the tongue twister, Gov. Hi, Mrs. Downs. One in the net for Mr. Colin Plum's father. Absolutely. Thoughts are with the GOAT this afternoon. Connor Chaplin was man of the match for Matt Stannard. Who was your man of the match, Amy? As I've asked the chat for man of the match, we've got lots of Chaplins. Great result from Neil Perks. That's 10 points for each of the game to go. Jason Clayton, Charlton beat Sunderland at Sunderland. So everyone is crazy league, but Charlton just had their manager, so they're on a bit of a bounce. But who's your man of the match then, Amy?
I'm with Matt. I think Connor Chaplin, lovely goal from him. I think he was the most active and most chances, I think, came through him. I did think that Chelina's assist for the goal was brilliant as well. I think if I'm remembering that right. So yeah, I'm totally with you, Matt. Totally with you, Matt. Matt's just been having a very interesting rant earlier before we scored the winner over on the Twitter chat. So I'd love to hear if he's still feeling the same as he was when he was ranting, but rightly so. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Connor Chaplin. And what a great month he's had. I asked my mates actually, who would you say the player of the month in October is? And for me, I'd have a tough choice between Chaplin and Aluko, who I thought played fairly well again today until he had to come on. So I think that would be a tough choice, but he's, maybe it is just that maybe it is the team finally gelling. Maybe Cook was right all along.
That fucking word. I hate that word. But yes, maybe you're finally right. Chris Boyd says, point taken, Gov. The trend is right. It absolutely is right. Richard Pryor, Gov, our form is great at the moment. Man of the match was Chaplin. Gary Denny, what we have now is momentum to go higher and get in the top 2. Gavin Law, we can beat Plymouth and Wickham. Monkey Man, another assist for JD. Edmondson 2. He's been a brilliant signing. Hopefully, some guys and girls will join us from Portman Road in just a second. Hopefully, the technical issues we had pre-game won't crop up again. Vince Bird, Luca and Chaplin seem to be outstanding signings. Neil, we can beat Plymouth, but won't be easy. Sarah Davis, that one was for you, Colin. Absolutely. As we've said, we are thinking of the GOAT. My man of the match, Louis Phillips says Sam Morty for him. I am going to say Lee Evans. I thought Lee Evans had a wonderful game in that midfield. I thought he recycled possession, one possession. The second goal comes from a wonderful Lee Evans ball. I just thought he played really well from the sounds of it. I just thought he played fairly well. The midfield too are coming together now, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I do think Morsey has been the difference. I'm really, really liking him. He is today his battle with Mattetti, was it?
Yeah.
That just having that bit of passion without the arrogance of Norwood. You know what I mean? Like Norwood just throws his head in, doesn't he? But Morsey, it was like, do you know what? I'm winding you up because I'm pretty good. And actually, I think it went back the other way as well because they were winding each other up. But just having that bit of energy and actually, no, I want to get this. I want to win this game. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just it's felt a bit lackluster so far this season. So nice to see it today.
Absolutely. Thought we were live from Portman Road. Sadly, we normally would be. We hope to still bring you some live shots from Portman Road via Cruncher, Vicky, Matt, Callie, etc. That will be hopefully coming very soon. Stephen Parry. Let's remember they made a couple of good saves. Gavin Bradley. Edwards, not good enough to start at the moment. Wes Burns to start. Okay, yeah, let's look at Edwards' performance today then, Amy. How did you feel Carl Edwards did on the left-hand side?
I remember thinking we need to be making, especially first half, we need to be making more of those wings and we weren't. And perhaps that was the problem. Perhaps that's why we weren't doing anything. So I do totally agree because I felt that Burns made a huge difference when he came on. So perhaps he's done enough to be starting in the team the next time around, but then you'd have to swap him or whatever. But not a fan, to be honest.
No. Well,
and I haven't really been so far, but
I like Edwards. I think he's, stop-start in his early town career. He's been injured. I think competition for
true.
faces is great, and Wes Burns, a lot of fans like, but he'll be chomping at that bit, and keeping him out the side while we're winning is a good thing, because that means when he does come back in, he'll be chomping, he'll be eager, he'll be desperate to please. And let's be honest, bringing Wes Burns off the bench, or bringing Kyle Edwards off the bench for that matter, or Burson Stelina, as today proved, that ain't a bad thing, is it really, for a third-tier club? That's a bit self-indulgent, and I love it. Love it. Stephen Peck, good battle from the lads, even when they got back to 1-1. Vince Burns felt sorry for it. His ball was so slow coming forward for much of the game. Kev Flavin, delighted that it's starting to come good for Ipswich. Onwards and upwards for you now. Thank you, Kev. Simon, agree. Evans, man of the match. Still not convinced of left side. Edwards, Fraser, and Selina as options. Gavin, I thought we missed Fraser today. I don't know how you felt, Amy, but I thought at the time you just missed Fraser's ball retention in that final third. Did you think we missed him?
Yeah, totally agree. There wasn't enough going on up that end of the pitch, was there? And that perhaps that was down to him. I think that's a fair point. Something else that I've seen come up quite a lot on Twitter is Walton's slow kicks. How slow, and it's just come up in the comments that you just showed there, how slow we were to get rid of the ball from the defence, and that often it was the goal kicks. They just seemed to take forever and hold the game up, which might have been, that kind of translates into how slow the game was first half. I actually thought it was just a solid defensive performance first half. And sometimes, as we say, that's what you need to do. But that's an interesting point about for Edwards. Was he struggling because the service was slow?
Speaking of service, Practical Boy Botswana, I thought Bond was a bit off. How did you see Bond's performance? I know in the group chat you weren't overly excited by his performance. How did you see Macaulay Bond today?
I'm a massive fan of Macaulay. I always really enjoy watching him. So last week at Cambridge, they marked him out of the game. They were who he was focusing on, and I felt that gave the rest of the players a bit more freedom.
Yeah.
Today, that wasn't the case. Macaulay had his chances and he didn't finish them. We weren't clinical enough, and I think obviously a lot of that is down to Bond. You'd expect him to win at home with that many chances. Do you know what I mean? To score at home with that many chances. So a bit, absolutely. And there was a couple of others where I remember one where he was on the left-hand side, and it kind of, I think it just went really wide, and you just think that you could have done better, much better. And there was one when it was when we were shooting towards the Sir Alf stand, where he had like a one-on-one with the keeper, but I think he thought he was offside and then he wasn't. So he had the opportunities and it was disappointing, but just as we said, we can't play like Barcelona every week. We can't expect him to be Messi every week. Do you know what I mean?
No. But he should have scored. The header he had was he was a free header. Just put it left or right of the goalkeeper, and you're celebrating a goal there. He should have scored. Stephen Parry's never going to get out 10 out of 10 every week, as you've just been saying. We get a win when Bond is off it. Happy days. Georgie Boy, average performance, but great result. Back-to-back wins. Very impressed with Simon Harris. Ben King from Portman Road, it looks like. Hello. Tell us, how did you see it? What did you think?
We were lucky. We got the win. We needed it. And we got it.
We did.
I was out in the background as well.
So we were lucky. Talk to us about that. Why were we lucky in your opinion?
Oh, we played well. We really did play well. But that was never a goal. Never should have been a free kick for their goal. Never.
Yeah, I agree with that. But once conceded, we didn't clear it, did we? We switched off again at the back post for them to equalise. Ben.
Yeah, that ref just lost. He was good in the first half, the ref was awful in the second. And, I think we controlled the game well. We were in charge and we bossed the game, to be fair.
We did. Who do you feel is your man of the match, Ben?
Pardon?
Who's your man of the match?
Oh, God, that's a hard one. Yeah. Oh, I don't really know, to be fair. Yeah, Chaplin played well, I thought. I don't really know who to give it to today.
We've all said Chaplin as well, Ben. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah, I don't really know who to give it to.
Leighton Durrant. I've never seen Ben sober.
Chaplin was good. Paul Chaplin was good. I'd back that. Yeah. I'd say Chaplin.
Chaplin for me. He's just like busy all game.
Chaplin. I can't really hear you anyway, Martin.
No, that's fine. Thank you for joining us. Chaplin for Ben and Ant. We've got Leighton Durrant. So I've never seen Ben sober. Have you ever seen Ben sober, Amy? Is that a rare occurrence?
It is a bit of a rare occurrence, but yes, I've spent weekends with Ben, so yes, I definitely have seen him sober. But it's Ben is always the first one to suggest a shot of Jaeger. Let's put it that way.
What a legend! Choo choo, get on that train. We're going to join from friend of the show from down under, Robert Burnett. Long time no speak, Rob. You're looking well.
Rob.
How are you?
Good, Matt. How good was that, though?
Oh, talk to me about it, buddy. You know, well worth it of the night, sort of.
I'm pretty sure I woke the neighbour up.
What time is it there?
It's 20:12. Sorry.
Ooh. See, those sort of games, they're worth staying up for, right? When you get that last gasp winner.
Absolutely.
How did you see it from your position in Australia? Then, you know, who do you feel played well? Who didn't play well? Talk us through it in your own words. What a wonderful shirt, by the way.
How good is that?
Absolutely.
Geez, like I think most of them played really well, but I think Lee Evans was my man of the match today. I think he played exceptionally well today. And when Burns came on, I think Burns probably won us the game really today.
Do you really think so? Burns was the stand-up for yourself.
Well, when he came on, I think he just had that drive and had better runs and just impacted the play a bit more.
Because that's interesting, Amy, isn't it? Because we were talking about obviously Edwards and Burns, and Rob thinks Burns, yourself thinks Burns, and Burns is becoming a bit of a fan favourite here, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, a real cult sort of hero, taken over from another right-sided player that we won't mention the name of because Amy will start swooning. But still going to swoon. I'm going to swoon over Burst Selena for a second. I love the bloke, and he pops up at the right time.
Absolutely.
Just how it's embarrassingly brilliant to see who we can bring on, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Burst Selena as a substitute in England's third tier is mad. Mick McCarthy has gone. I know you posted it in the chat. Talk us through what you feel about Mick McCarthy leaving Cardiff post.
Be careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say.
Amy, how do you feel about McCarthy leaving?
My tweet as soon as I saw it was, well, that went well. he's a sarcastic, arrogant little man. I was a huge fan of him. I loved him, absolutely loved him when he was our manager until the last year. And I just, when he turned on the fans, I just think no matter how, like, he clearly was fed up being at the club. And I just think that at its best, the way he behaved was unprofessional. But as I said to one of my mates earlier, actually, conversations about him are now largely irrelevant. His team is gone. His era is gone because the owner has gone.
Yeah. We
don't need to worry about him anymore. But I do think it's totally okay for us to have a little bit of a giggle because the media have battered us round the head for not wanting him. And they've moaned and moaned at us. And now Cardiff fans are in exactly the same position because he's been playing terrible football.
Absolutely,
didn't he tell us fans to F off at the derby?
Well,
Norwich.
He did that. He said it wasn't aimed at us, but we've got Stephen Parry. He drops deep for the ball there. Luca doesn't. So if Jay doesn't get forward, it's hard to get the ball down wide. That's regards to Burns, Gary Denny. Plymouth play open attacking and they're in for a shock against our front four. Matty Weirs, I agree. Burns was electric. Luca was cracking when he was on two. He worked so hard. Him and chat remind me of Stephen and Noel Hunt. Looking at the league table, Robert. We're in 10th position. We've got Plymouth and Wickham up next. Obviously, we had a comment there from Gary saying Plymouth haven't seen us yet and our front four will tear them apart. How do you see it, Robert? You know, 2 tough away games. Talk us through your thoughts.
Well, you know, it's always tough going away, isn't it? Really, to be honest, I don't know much about Plymouth, to be honest. Like, where are they?
Top of the table. They've lost 1 game all year.
Is it cold where we go or what?
It's the furthest away day you can have, we think, and it varies in weather. To be brutally honest, but would you take 4 points from those 6? If I said to you now, here's 4 points, don't bother getting on the coaches.
Yeah, I think most people would be happy with 4 points, wouldn't they? I think 4 points would be a minimum. If you can get a minimum of 4 points, we go. If you can get 6, what's even better, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, Amy, 4 or 6 from yourself. What are you thinking here?
Honestly. And people are probably not going to like my response. I'd take 2. I just want to get through it undefeated. I know, and of course, I'd rather see us beat one of those teams. I'd rather see us make a statement about how well we're going to do in this league. But honestly, away against 2 of the best sides in the league, I would happily take a draw at both. Not to sound like Mick McCarthy.
The issue is, Go on,
if you take a point from both of them, you're not really losing ground on them either. So it's not really the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
scenario.
I think we've left a little bit to do to take just 2. We're still 4 points outside the playoffs. I'd like a cheeky win in there somewhere, particularly if you're going to show your contenders, because contenders do. That is one of Lambert's biggest failings. He couldn't beat a top 6 side, could he? Well, let's see if Cook can get it right, and I think he needs to. I really do. Chris Wright, great result and a fabulous winning goal. We didn't press them enough in the first half, and I think that's what Cook instructed them to do during the break. Yeah, because following half time, Robert, they came out of the traps like the backsides were on fire.
He seemed really animated, like in the first half, didn't he? He seemed to really be tearing them a new one, really.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
And Amy, I think we commented on it. They came out like their hair was on fire.
So much more energies. But I think that was the thing. Like that's what I meant about like the defensive performance. First half, we were just calm and collected, and actually the first goal I felt was just sort of prodded in. Do you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, we could do this. This is easy. So it was nice to see us so solid at the back. And then to step it on. Maybe it was just a way of trying to keep control of the game, because we know that when we push forward, sometimes it can be, it leaves us open at the back. So getting 45 minutes under our belt and not conceding, not looking like we were going to, looking solid at the back, get that under your belt, and then you press on. Maybe that was the way he would have done, because the thing is, you come out of the gates pushing like we did at Cambridge, and we do all right, and then we always slip later on, don't we? So
that was the issue, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the issue. Robert, before I let you go, obviously Norwich got absolutely battered everywhere they go. What would you be saying to Daniel Farke this evening as he makes his way back down the A12 to Norwich?
I don't know. I wanted to keep him. I would say if it was our manager, I would tell him to fuck off. But
but doing a great job, isn't he?
But yeah, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy match of the day tonight, because obviously Town win, away day beer in hand, Norwich getting absolutely fucking pummeled. I mean,
they're a yo-yo club. That's all they are. That's all there ever will be.
Exactly. They don't care that they're getting battered, because this is what they do.
Well,
they go down, they go up, they do go down. Well, the fans, I know it isn't much fun for them, but it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
Farke was or is trending, so they certainly do. The inhabitants of Carrot Road are not happy this evening.
Well, really, it can't go on for too much longer, can it? Really?
Well, sadly not. No, we do need him to pick up at least one win, just to keep the agent Farke undercover.
I want to keep my Derby County mate happy. I want them to get the lowest points tally.
They're on course, because they've only got 1 point at the moment, haven't they? Or is it 2 points they've got now? Either way, they're not doing wonderfully well. Robert, enjoy the rest of your evening. Get an away day, enjoy it, my man. Celebrate 3 points, 7 points from 9. Nice to see you again, Robert. Look after yourself. Good to see you back on the platform. Robert there, lovely to see. We've got some more comments coming in here, Amy. We've got Lee Bayliss. I'm going 6 points. Make a statement. Bob the Nod. I'd take 2 points. Prefer more, but just stay unbeaten and perform well.
Totally
Josh
agree.
Russell. Got to be 4 points, but 6 would be lovely. Leighton Durrant, I think we'll beat Plymouth. I've watched them all. They don't bully teams. Jason Clayton. The 2 top teams have got off to a fast start like we did last 2 seasons, and look where we ended up. Good point, Jason. Stephen, I loved it. Mentioned to Amy their goalkeeper was like a tree, didn't move for the first goal.
It just sort of went, oh.
another holy disciple. Ryan Plymouth have only lost once and are very good at home. I am confident, but will be a very tough match. Mike the Fisherman, negativity. Promotion winning teams get promoted when scoring late goals. That was a massive win and statement. Finally, let's dig into that one there, because that is probably the best statement he's ever made there. I mean, probably the most accurate as well.
Yeah, absolutely, bang on. And goes back to what I was saying before about us letting our heads drop. We didn't. We kept pushing, and it's a little bit cheeky. It's a bit confident as well. It boosts the confidence getting the cheeky late winner. Personally, I'd rather see us scoring more earlier on in the game. I think that's what the better team. For me, that's what the teams that go up do. They're in control for the whole game, but can't complain about these last minute winners. It's testament to the character of the team today, I think.
I completely agree. Gavin Law. Plymouth got nosebleed. They will start losing. Danny Allen thought we deserved it today. Thankfully, they missed charges. Didn't cost us. Norwich.
Yeah.
Denny. Cook, when we're thinking of a draw next Saturday, we really do have the means to beat Plymouth if Yeah, I get what you mean, Gary. I get what you mean. Racks to max. Plymouth haven't really played.
Don't use big words for poor old Martin. Let's keep it to one syllable.
No, don't be using big words like that. That's not fair. That's not fair on a Saturday night when I'm celebrating a win and I'm run ragged by 20. He's currently watching the show about diggers. 3 hours of YouTube digger highlights. Whoever made this video is obviously calling it in off just diggers. I mean, it's amazing, really. But there we go. What we got now? We've got Andrew Harrison. He's a bricky in goal. Stephen Parry, a cheeky winner is better than just a win. Just like letting a goal is a draw is like a loss. Dr. Zach King, I think we're to go for 6. Don't get beat, but the table where we should be with this team, getting there. Yeah, we are getting there. I mean, you have to say progress is obviously being made, right, Amy?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was what a lot of us were struggling with up until up until Lincoln. We were struggling with the fact that there just wasn't really any progress, and there was so many draws. With the team that we've got, though, we shouldn't have been getting so many draws. So it's been nice to see us step on from that. The next step now is to make these wins consistent, and we've taken the first step towards that today, and getting back-to-back wins for the first time. So the consistency is important now, I think.
Oh, incredibly so. Yeah, and that's where the next two sort of loom large, if you like, because you've got to be consistent, you've got to be on it, and we'll see what they can deliver. Fishing with Nick, horrible sight of fighting outside the away gate, which are people thinking? Oh my, yeah, there's been a few winners of that this year, away fans or fans towards that end of the cobble having a bit of a fisticuff. Don't know what's been going on. Don't know anything about it, but yeah, not great. It's
people getting a little bit overexcited about being back out and back to normal again, aren't they? I think so. It happens, and I mean, I'm sorry, but it happened at Cambridge last week. Our fans, I saw 2 of them getting led off by the police at the end. I don't know why it happens at the end of the game, but it happens.
Don't talk to me about that, my friend, because I sadly know it only all too well. Now they couldn't. I don't know what network Ben King is on, but Ben King got it to work. But sadly, these guys didn't. So they've sent a video in. Let's hear what they've got to say after today's win.
Ben's got
Got in, Colin. Big victory, 2-1. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, fantastic. Big shout out to Fleetwood. Really, they played their part. They came in with a game plan, and to be fair, I suppose they could have quite easily got away with a draw. But we kept going, like with me and Matt and Rich were just saying a minute ago. We kept going right till the end, which is what we said we would be given. And my God, was we given that today. But I'd just like to say one thing. Obviously, it was a very emotional day for me today. And my dad would have been sucking that in, bless him. He would have been sucking that in.
Yeah.
And that one's for my dad. And I know Andrew was a bit emotional, and I was, and I'm sure Ian up the top would have probably been the same, because Ian sits up the upper tier. No, fantastic win, and I'm glad for Brett Johnson. Really, he's come all the way over, and he gave us a wave at the end, from the director's box, which was lovely, and that's fantastic. That win today is, like Rich quite rightly said a minute ago, they're the wins that not just get you up, those wins actually win you leagues or get you first and second. We battled today, we kept battling, and we got the 3 points, whereas earlier in the season we'd have probably, maybe, and I do say maybe, settled for a point. But fantastic, and I do hope your wife's a lot better, Gov. Take care. Love you all.
Norwich get battered everywhere they go. Norwich get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Classic. They've even
Love
got the old
it.
Ross and petering it out. Colin, wise words from the GOAT. What did you make of Colin's words there, Amy?
Oh, it's so lovely to see him having enjoyed it so much, isn't it? It's really nice. And all of them, to be fair, I was laughing at Ben having a fag in the background, actually. I hope his mum isn't watching. But yeah, it's spot on. The bit that really hit me was when he said about what Rich has said, that it's these games that will see us not just go up but win the league. These are the kinds of performances that we need. It doesn't, honestly, as much fun as the 4-0 against Portsmouth and the 6-0 against Doncaster were, those aren't, you're not going to see, as we keep saying, you're not going to see that every week. It's these grinding out the results. That team, that performance a few weeks ago would have stayed 1-1. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. So like we were saying, we are moving on now. There is that progress there. So I shall come down off the fence over Paul Cook and give him a bit more time.
Well, I think we all got to a little bit. Obviously, wins will do that, as we said in the pre-game show. Looking around the league, Amy, Portsmouth drew 2-2 today with Accrington and Stanley away. So that shows you sort of League One in a nutshell. They get battered at home, then go and draw away at a tough ground. Bolton and Gillingham. Gillingham couldn't buy a win, I don't think, until today. They didn't win, but they drew 2-2. Burton, who looked fairly decent early part of the year. It's all still there.
Donny were 2-0 up against Cheltenham. That must have been a great game, 10-3-2.
And we smashed Doncaster. You've got Rotherham beating MK Don. So lots of teams now will start to take points off each other. But I just wanted to highlight the Portsmouth game as a sort of, shows you what, 4 days later, it's a bit of a reaction from them, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. It is, like you say, that any team in this league, any team can beat any team. And it's so unpredictable. You just don't know what way it's going to go until today. Leading up to it, I thought Fleetwood aren't great. We're going to be absolutely fine. And then you settle down into the game and you think, oh, actually, this is quite a good game of football. You said it's end-to-end stuff. It was an enjoyable, as a neutral, it probably would have been quite an enjoyable game to watch. For us, it was frustrating because we wanted to see us scoring goals, but that wasn't what I expected today. I expected a much more like gritty, horrible game, and it wasn't like that. But it also wasn't the great fun times of 6-0 against Donny, was it?
Well, no, but it was a win. A win is a win, as they say. And I'm really excited to have brought a win to you. Josh says Cowley's get sacked next. Who knows? Different parry. That shows how inconsistent we were. We smashed Donny and didn't beat Cheltenham. Safety guy. It doesn't get much tougher than the next one, the Tester. And bang, bang. I'm a town fan living in Torquay. My ticket for Plymouth game arrived this morning. My first game since COVID. I'm so excited. That's what it's about. We love to see that. We love to see that. I'm going to end the show with Callie giving his match ratings from the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue. Amy, it's been a real pleasure this afternoon speaking about Ipswich Town football with you. We are back tomorrow, 1:30, Talking Town Live. Myself will be joined by the Cruncher and the Media Mogul. See what they made of it from Portman Road. But yeah, we'll leave it with Callie. Amy, thank you ever so much, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
So, my ratings for today, Walton, I'm giving a 6.5. Didn't really have to do a lot, but it wasn't really tested. JD,
spiders through a tarantula needs. Spiders.
JD, 7.5. Both for centre backs, I'll give a 7, so 3 in total. Penny, I thought he was probably a weak link on our defensive side, so about 6.5. Morsey, for me, man of the match, I'm giving him an 8. Evans, 7. Edwards, 6.5. Chaplin, 7. Aluko, 7 as well. Bond, I'm giving 6.5. And then for his goal, Selena got a 7. And Wes Burns, I thought when he came on, he was good as well, so he gets a 7. That's your player ratings. Come on,